2 years. 303-996-9000. 303-996-9000. CJ's on the line, Ellen's wife. We talked about their Jeep. Here's the thing, Ellen. You told us you bought this Jeep in October of last year, 2012 Jeep Sierra. You paid a hefty amount of $4,200 for that 5-year warranty. When we called the dealer and said, hey, this warranty is useless, how could you do this? Apparently, they said, no, they've used this warranty twice before, and so how can it be useless? Is that true? Had you used the warranty twice before?
Yes. Actually, there were a couple of times that the warranty actually worked, and it was, I want to say it was under $500 each time, but it one time could have been $600. There was one instance that was a little over $300, and it was a tie rod on one instance, and it was a sensor on the other instance.
Okay.
And
why do you think this time they told you the warranty should have never been sold, or not never been sold, but it wasn't activated properly?
Well, that was the inspector. The warranty company sends an inspector out, and it's been my experience with this. It seems to be in the high dollar figures. So if it's a high dollar figure, for instance, this one was, now in this particular
So you're saying in the last two, hold on, you're saying the last two repairs, they did not send out an inspector?
No. They did not. They authorized those repairs over the phone. It's when the dollar amount becomes thousands is when they send an inspector. And, of course, my experience has been this inspector is a hound dog to search out a reason to not pay the claim.
That's right.
And
that's exactly right, CJ. The inspector is there to try to negate the claim. You're absolutely right.
Yes, and he did a great job. They had a fabulous inspector because he found an error on the dealership's part.
And the error was what?
They said, we cannot cover this claim because the description of the vehicle does not match.
Okay.
And so we went back to the dealer, and the dealer gave us several days. We tried to resolve this at the lowest level. We spoke with the salesperson, or service manager, Keith, and he was talking with the warranty people.
Yeah, but the bottom line is this. Wait a minute. They gave you options. One of them is a partial refund. How much was that partial refund?
I am not exactly sure. My wife says it's under $3,000.
Okay.
I'm not clear as to how they came up with that figure.
Under $3,000 because they're saying you had some use of the warranty. They're saying, hold on. They're saying you had some use of the warranty. That's why they're going to give you under $3,000, and you paid $4,200. What they're basically doing is subtracting the repairs you've gotten. Then the other option, they said, is they would correct the warranty and would go from here on out, right?
Right, but wouldn't cover what is currently wrong with our Jeep.
Right.
And here's my
Didn't they give you an option? I was told, CJ, did they offer to fix this current problem free of charge and extend the warranty?
No.
Oh.
They will not offer that. They claim to have offered that, and right after your guy talked to them, our phone was ringing. And when we answered the phone, they give us, it was Brandon this time that called, and they're adamant that we bring the Jeep to them. I get that they don't trust the other dealership. I get that. That's why I don't trust them. So I share their distrust. I understand that a radiator does not cost $5,000. I never said I wanted them to pay thousands of dollars like that. I said I would have to pay that much because if I've got to come out of my pocket, I'm going to pay everything that needs to be done on the Jeep, whether or not it's covered by the warranty. My concern with getting a new warranty is I've been told by 2 mechanics now that we don't know what caused this radiator to blow out. So there will be more
right.
to this
I had a question.
than just a radiator.
No, I get it, CJ, but no, I know what you're saying. You're saying there could be another underlying problem. I get it. But we still have to talk to the dealer and try to negotiate something. Jeff, to me, here's my point. If they would be willing to rewrite the warranty so they have coverage from here on out, right? Or correct that error. It would be okay if they didn't have this repair looming. But what if this repair would have never been covered anyway, whether they had the warranty or not? And that's what I'm thinking. I can't think of a blown out radiator being covered because it seems like a road hazard to me. What would make a radiator blow a hole in it? What?
Aside from usually what happens is actually the tanks on the side, they rupture because they're no longer welded together. You've got plastic tanks on the side of the aluminum core, and they've got a rubber seal in between them, and they're actually pressure crimped together. And over time in use, they weaken up, and they will rupture.
They will. That's not necessarily a road hazard.
That's not necessarily a road hazard.
Would that be covered? I thought
that would most likely be covered, yes.
Okay. All right, so we do have an issue. We're going to be working it.
And those inspectors are third parties. They're hired by the warranty companies. There's only 2 or 3 companies in the metro area, rather. They really don't have an incentive to, no. They are paid the same whether they pay the claim or not. And basically, the warranty companies will put out, it's similar to like home inspections, from the pre-appraisals and whatnot, where they'll put out that we've got this Jeep over at this Jeep dealership that needs to be taken a look at.
Typical towing on I-270 eastbound and westbound through Commerce City, and a couple of off-highway crashes to report. One at Wadsworth and Jewel, another crash at Coal Mine and Pierce. The rest of your drive looking fantastic. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Partly cloudy skies today, about a 20% chance of some rain showers. A little bit warmer, a high of 70, a low tonight down around 47. Currently, it's 54.
That number you called me from, is that your cell phone, Tilly?
I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Your hub.
Hold on, I thought I had it. I got it, I think.
Yeah, because I figured you didn't answer because you didn't know who that was.
Well, I didn't have my phone on me. That's why Suze, and then I looked at it, and Suze was there. Hold on.
TheArtOfGranite.com. They do more than granite, although that's their name. What I love about them, they do beautiful countertops, and they are proud of their value. They'll give you a price on the phone. All you have to do is call them. I'll give you that number. Okay? They do stone of all kinds. They're natural stone importers. You get it at wholesale, whether you buy from them or somewhere else on their account. They do natural products, man-made products, whatever solid surface you want. 303-386-5919. You get wholesale on products. Tear out and haul away's free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. Get your price on the phone, 303-386-5919. You know what else is free? A market valuation of your home to see what it will sell for. And that's way more accurate than an appraisal because everything is selling above appraisal right now. Also, it's outperforming Zillow. So you can't just go online and get a cheap idea. You can get a free market valuation now from Frank Duran, who comes to your home, photographs, measures, gets all the comparables. Whether you're listing or not, there's no obligation. It's a free call. Frank is doing this as a public service. Honest to God, you won't believe it. It's 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
Don't miss the trick.
All right, we got all our video and audio back up again. Looks like we're happy campers.
Where's that coming at?
8787. Or listen.
Sounds like the
7 a.m.
The audio in here was going in and out like a weird, like a bad cell phone call.
When things go in and out, I want you guys to think of me.
We will think of you.
We don't think much of you.
Is that what do you call it?
I just wanted to alert you to that.
Oh, think of him. He said your mic was on. New signals.
The Sharp is right. Englewood wants to keep you safe and worry-free during these times, which is why they're making car buying easier than ever right from your home. You can pick out your car right from the Sharp is Ride's website, get credit approved, finance, and they will literally drive your new car right to your door. It's that easy. The Sharp is Right is the #1 internet car dealer in
I
Colorado.
want to replace my truck, but I don't want to spend no money. You guys got me not wanting to buy a damn thing right now.
I've got people bringing in cars that normally I would tell them, it's questionable enough to fix it, but right now with the cost of some of the cars, I mean, it's like, it's actually good money now. I mean, we can fix this for a lot less than what's going to cost you to replace that guy.
Very good money. I got an old ass Mercedes, 1999.
See, I wasn't worth what it was in '99.
Huh?
I don't like Mercedes either.
I know you don't, but you know what? I paid $2,500 for it, and I've been driving it since.
No kidding.
And I've spent less than $1,500 on it.
You're the exception to the rule. Most of the Mercedes and BMW and Audi owners and whatnot, they buy them new and then they off them when they get 60, 70K on them because they know that's when the repairs are working.
This fucker has 200, almost 300,000 a month. 260, I think.
I had a customer a few years ago. He finally passed away. He used to play Kansas City Chiefs back in '67. But he had, it was a gas burner, an old freaking Mercedes, and it didn't matter what was broken on his car. He wanted to fix it. It didn't matter what the cost. It didn't matter the fact the car wasn't worth it.
Let me tell you a story.
Your nose is
In
the body's first line
1989,
of defense by helping
I got a hold
filter
of
out
a Mercedes
allergens,
station
bacteria,
wagon.
and viruses.
I mean, not in '89, but I got a hold of a 1989
But like any air
Mercedes
filter,
station
the
wagon.
more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose?
I drove
I'm Martin Hope, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation.
I
Genetics
brought
has
it
been
here to
around
Colorado.
thousands of years. But I did invent
Sold it to
Bosch
a guy
to
in
clean your
Houston.
nose easy. The Bosch uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, it makes you sick. Over 2 million people use the Bosch. Breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less,
Couldn't
and
open the
feel
driver's door,
healthier
so we
without
took the
drugs.
passenger seat
The
out.
Bosch has over 7,000 online
Couldn't use
reviews,
the hatchback.
including
It
4.7
leaked so much oil,
stars
you just
because it
wanted to
works
filter
and
on
it's
it.
easy to use. Go to Bosch.com.
Yeah,
or
'cause
find
I bought it for
out
$50. I drove that thing for like 6 months.
Now available
I
with
turned around, I
Genesis
sold to
for
my brother for
Scotland.
$50
NAV,
I bought it for.
clean
He
nose,
drove that
healthy
stupid
life.
thing for 5 years until the day he finally forgot to put oil in the thing on a trip out to Salt Lake.
And murdered it. And he murdered it.
It was a $50 car.
Man, this thing leaks oil. I don't know why it leaks oil.
Get all the benefits of IV therapy at
The
home.
windows don't work. The air conditioner don't work.
See, I think we said right there.
No.
Going to a hydration clinic. Same day
The
appointments.
engine, trans, work, light,
720-987-2155.
work.
630
It starts like this.
An iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's talk. Now, today is car day. We'll take that as well. Jeff, extended warranties, when they come to you with an extended warranty, do they pay? Are they good? What is your experience with extended warranties? The good, the bad, the ugly?
We're successful probably about 90% of the time. Now, a couple of things that the customer can do to help us do that is I need the verbiage. I need that contract in my hand because there's commonly little zing words or things that they don't cover. And if I throw those zing words in during a conversation with the appraiser or the adjuster on the other side of the phone, they'll kick it out. So I like to be able to read what the exclusion and inclusions are, and that way I can talk to them intelligently and get that pushed through for them.
So you always try to get pre-authorization?
The first thing I'll do is I'll contact the warranty company, make sure that that warranty is actually in effect and still in good standing. Typically with something like a transmission overhaul, the customer will have to give prior authorization for us to perform the teardown. That's being because they don't want to authorize something and then turn around and deny it and then either end up having to pay for that authorization or obliging the original customer for what they previously authorized. Once we get down to the point of repair or port of failure, they'll typically send out an inspector for anything over about $1,100 to $1,400. They'll come out, verify what we found, and then send that information into the adjusters, and then they call us back.
Who's the pain in the ass, the biggest pain in the ass to deal with?
It's usually the person on the other side of the phone.
I mean,
they act like it's their money.
What company?
Oh, AutoShield. Auto Shield. If you've got that Auto Shield, the one you see on TV all the time, you got the.
That's the worst.
Oh, they are terrible, and you are not going to get a rebuilt or a replacement transmission for your car. You will get a used. They don't do anything else. If you want it rebuilt, they'll give you the price of the used, and then you can pay over and above it. They've actually got me on file because I will not put inside their units, and I let the customers know offhand, you're going to have out-of-pocket costs because I will not put in that used unit.
Wow. Okay. And is the used unit at least comparable to what?
Yeah, they'll usually try to make sure it's around the same mileage as what the one that came out of the vehicle. So if you have a 120,000-mile transmission, they're looking for a unit that has 120,000 on it.
All right. By the way, CJ, we're trying to get a hold of Mitsubishi for you to fight this. I mean, I think, I think you deserve something, but they did use the warrant. You did use the warranty twice. I don't think. What do you want? What do you guys want?
We would like to have our Jeep fixed, what would have been covered on our Jeep.
Right.
And we would like our warranty upgraded.
Okay. All right.
So that we have what we paid for.
I get what you're saying. That's very, very logical. Ben, you called saying that you had stamped concrete done on a patio. You wanted to put an outdoor kitchen on it. And you said it sloped too much. And I said, well, slope is natural on a patio. Natural. And you said, Tom, I think this slopes too much. So you sent me a video, and you went out, you were very kind, set up a camera, and rolled a ball down the patio. The thing that concerned me the most is not the amount of slope. That it's a little more than usual. But an outdoor kitchen, if you put it in brick, can be built for that. And they can sliver in that brick and make it level and good. And you want a good slope to get rid of snow and ice and water. But here's what concerned me the most. And maybe the video doesn't show properly. But from what I can see, you went to the end of your patio, Ben, and you rolled the ball toward the house.
Toward the shed, yeah.
Well, what shed was it? But is it going away from the house? I can't tell the slope. Here's what I need to know. Is the slope sloping away from the house? Because the way it looks like it's going to the house, or you say that's a shed, that's not your house.
Yeah, it's a shed there.
Okay, and this shed, is it a standalone shed?
Yeah.
And when it slopes to that shed, like if you take a hose, where does the water go when it gets to that shed?
To the shed, and then to the left of it, because the slope says it between the house and the shed it would go, the water.
All right. So they've planned for water shedding. That's okay. I'm relieved that it's not sloped toward the house. So the water is being taken away from the house. Have you had any guys look at that who build outdoor kitchens? Did they tell you it was too sloped to do it?
No, we just looked at it after it was done.
I'm giving you the God's honest opinion, my opinion. I don't know who did it. I'm not sticking up for anybody. I'm giving you an objective opinion. It doesn't look terrible. And I think you can build one. I mean, but I'm not there. Are you saying it looks weird? It actually looks slanted?
Yes, you can see the slant in it.
I mean,
I can kind of tell that, Tom, looking at the video.
Yeah, okay. When I look at the video, here's the deal, though. Jeff, you've seen patios. I mean, they slope, right? You don't want them flat, ever. You're not supposed to notice the slope. But, see, the way you took that picture, Suze, I can't tell if that's a hill or just the perspective of the picture. I mean, the video's from down.
But he does have the a ball rolling in the video, Tom, that clearly shows it going towards the shed.
Yeah. You see it?
Oh, yeah, Tom. It looks like it's rolling toward the shed.
Right, it is.
But then what he says is once it gets to the shed, it starts rolling forward, I guess, toward I guess this curve in the grass. Is that
Does it come toward the cameraman at that point?
Yeah, it does. Once it slopes down, like I said, there's.
And where's your house in relation to all this?
It'd be just to the left of it.
Just to the left of what, sir? Of the cameraman?
Of that shed. of that shed.
Okay, the person holding the camera, are they standing outside your house?
Where were you standing when you videotaped it?
On the patio.
On the patio, on our covered patio.
Yeah, well, what I want to know is, if you rolled the ball from outside your patio door, where from the house, where would it roll?
Oh, they wouldn't roll anywhere on my patio. My patio's level. It's just the outside there where that...
They made a little drain pattern there for you. Oh, man.
Probably so.
That's weird.
And the thing, Tom, that I had is the guy said, okay, we can do it the way you wanted it for another $4,000.
Well, no, you can't do that. I mean, that's ridiculous, but that means he has to tear it all up is what he means. I'm wondering in a crazy way if you could do concrete lifting. No, I don't know if you can. Dang.
Yeah, because it's stamped.
Yeah, but it's not. It's stamped, but it's a solid slab underneath, right?
Right.
I don't know. It's pretty looking, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. My wife, the only thing my wife says, we talked to the guy yesterday, not the original contractor, but the guy who does the cement work. And we told him, well, my wife says, I'll live with it. I don't like it.
I know, but listen, what about your outdoor kitchen? Can somebody still build one?
Well, yeah, and that was just something we were thinking about. I don't know if I'm going to do it right now. But
listen, I agree with you that it's not optimum. It isn't, but you're not going to have problems with water. That's good news. What is the name of the contractor?
M&J.
And they just won't do anything.
Contractors.
And what did they say the reason for that was?
Oh, I don't, Tom, he gave me so much jargon that I don't even know what he said. It was just, to me, he just made excuses.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he was following general concrete work, but I told him, I said, well...
He kind of is. I'd like to get one of our concrete experts to see your video and see what they say. But right now, and then we could do a small claims court thing and maybe... But I'm thinking it's a pretty good job. I mean, really, you very seldom see stamped concrete look that good. So, I mean, I wish I could just eyeball it there. Suze, I wonder if one of our concrete people can look at that video, just give an opinion. Deputy Doc, do you have any follows? I'll come back to him, though.
Absolutely, on this Skyline Mitsubishi deal.
Oh, good. 303-713-TALK. Genesis Total Exteriors, which does home improvements, also does solar. And I truly love Genesis and the way they do work because I know Mark Szymanski. And now finally a solar company you can trust. You can get a 20-minute site value evaluation of the actual solar. Now, they'll say if you have a great lot and what it will produce or not. And that's free. It's 20 minutes, and they don't even have to be at your house. They just need your address for the satellite. And if you qualify, they guarantee it 25 years. They guarantee the components and the savings. Call for your free evaluation, and the tax credits are yours. You buy the system. 303-474-4317. 303-474-4317.
Now, impact traffic. From the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy for free with DuckDuckGo.
From the Fred Sports Traffic Center, pretty good looking drive around town. Looks like we have a crash.
Okay.
I-25 northbound at Arapahoe Road. Not seeing any delays yet. We'll keep it.
You got to check out Squid Games. It actually affected my dreams. I wasn't even going to get sucked in, and then inadvertently, I got sucked into that stupid show last night, and it gave me bad dreams.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
So
I saw it on there.
It's these folks.
Is it a reality show?
No,
okay.
But to leave, it's.
Tell me what it is. A drama. It's a drama.
So it's a series, a new series. It's based out of Korea.
About,
is it?
About what?
And
what is it?
all these folks that are in debt sign up to win money in Squid Games, and they don't know what they're signing up for.
Did they sign up?
They sign up. They sign up willingly.
It's not reality.
So no, but then they have to go through these games. They don't know what the games are going to be all the time. They don't know. And then, anyway, Tommy
Now,
and
what
Rico.
are the Swing Games, is this about a reality? I'm not saying it is a reality, but is it a drama about a reality show?
Yeah, it's a drama
No, it's not a reality show. I don't think I said to Mark, is there an audience to this? Like, are they supposed to be?
There's got to be an audience to this.
There's got to be, right?
There's
But
gotta
they're
be
not
an
showing an audience.
In other words, it's not a real reality show.
No.
Like Survivor, but it's about a reality.
The only thing that might be real is a kid game in Korea named Squid Game. That part might be real.
Doc, did you see my biopsy?
Yeah. The only thing I saw was benign follicular nodule.
Oh, I did. Okay, I never fucking even.
Make diamonds a part of your life. Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North and in Inglewood, where Colorado shines.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has really been working for my aches and pains. And Blue Sky CBD, the more that I am aware use the balm on my shoulder, and it really helps me. I use tinctures in the morning for clarity, energy, and simple inflammation reduction. But now what I've really liked is the sleep gels. I've always had a problem sleeping, right? But I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes before bed, and honestly, it has really helped me relax and sleep. Also, let me talk about the Pro Gels, which are designed for athletes to use pre and post workout. It really creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order with using promo code KHOW, K-H-O-W. And there are things in there that I really believe you will like and will help. 30% off your first order by using promo code KHOW is Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
Well, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will know that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
John, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to know is that ZipRecruiter
Reviews and talk to candidates right from your
by dead air, I mean when the mic is off.
Credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job.
That's dead air.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies.
Like this.
Lower your monthly payment and prepare yourself for a better financial future. But you've got to act now. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.25 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Leslie Upland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years.
Nah, dude, ask Tom if we should abolish. Ask Tom if we should abolish the FDA.
Oh God.
I didn't mean to
people know, but people know we talk like that all the time.
It came out wrong. What I meant was I was trying to ask you at the time. I don't know why I said it. Sometimes when you're on the air, you don't think as clearly as you
I
should.
know it.
And I meant to say,
and I don't either.
Yeah, I meant to say, what's your position on people being able to buy drugs without a prescription. I mean, so if you want to get infected, should you be able to? I mean, why do you?
I like it. You know, I think you need the FDA. Otherwise,
I know.
YouTubers are saying dead air in here with commercials.
No, I did that to him on purpose.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
303-713-TALK. Let me get my earpiece in. 303. I don't know why this thing gets crazy. 303-713-8255. Get your calls in. We're answering questions, taking complaints, and making your life just a little easier. Jeff Fick is with us from Kimmer Transmission. And, okay, so we are talking to Mitsubishi. He hasn't come on yet, or it's Skyline. Huh? He's not going to come on, but CJ, we did get some comments, and let me recap for people listening. Ellen and CJ bought their Jeep in October of 2020. They paid $4,200 for this warranty, and they've used it a couple times. But when they went to use it for a big money item, a hole in the radiator, it was turned down because the adjuster said it technically doesn't match the description of the vehicle. Apparently, Skyline neglected to check a box or something when they sold you the warranty. So I want to ask, out of curiosity, what did you pay for this Jeep?
I want to say it was $26,000.
You didn't overpay for that. You know, that's what it's going for. In fact, yeah, that's right around there, right? Yeah. How many miles were on it? 60,000. No. How many?
95,000, I think.
Oh, okay, 95,000. All right, so anyway, what did they say? We're talking to CJ now. CJ's wife, Ellen, called in yesterday, but CJ's on today. CJ said they want their truck fixed or their Jeep fixed, and they want that warranty corrected so they can use it in the future. What does the dealer say?
Tom, I spoke to Mark, the general manager. He said, here's the deal. They admit that their finance guy who sold them the warranty made a mistake and did not check off the box. They own up to that. Okay. He said he will have the car towed to Skyline Mitsubishi. They will fix it, have both the towing and the fix for no charge, and they will pay to upgrade the warranty so that it is valid going forward.
You can't ask for anything more than that, CJ.
What else do you want, CJ?
That's all we wanted.
That's
okay.
all
we ever wanted.
Yay!
He also. Do
you have my dinger there, Shannon? We need the dinger on
I think Mark has been a stand-up guy, and he said that apparently CJ and/or Ellen has been a little bit belligerent with their manager, hung up on them, and there was no reason for that.
Oh no! He hung up on me, and I have that on tape.
All right. Well, anyway,
I recorded that conversation.
Okay, CJ,
he hung up on me. No.
CJ, what we would like you to do right now, serious. No, I'm serious now. Serious. From here on out, let's just not even go there. I mean, I want you to be this guy really came through. No matter what happened in the past, he came through. He really did. Now, according to him, I want to be fair about this. He didn't come through because we called him. He was going to do this anyway, he said.
Correct.
So I just want to make CJ, I know you disagree with that, but here's the important thing. You and Ellen can go get your Jeep fixed right now. He'll have it towed. He'll fix it, plus extend the warranty. I think that's good news. And I didn't get to use my dinger on that one. Oh, there it is.
Must have been mine because it's pretty small.
More coming up.
Have you ever had a nightmare?
I don't know what else they want.
Yeah, she's got his phone.
She's got that homeless meth voice, you know?
That's a medical opinion, guy.
We get calls from these women all the time that are in their 50s and 60s. They all sound the same. They have a high-pitched meth voice. And
she wasn't high-pitched at all.
She couldn't. I'm sorry. She sounded like all the homeless women that called us in the past year.
Now get all the benefits of IV therapy at home with RockyMountainIVMedics.com. I do it monthly and pay no more than going to a hydration clinic. That's right, low-cost, customized IV treatments at home. Rocky Mountain IV Medics.
See, when we're discussing the details of Tom's dinger, we don't want you guys to know what we're talking about. So there you go.
Well, I said that must have my dinger because it's
my dinger.
Well, I noticed it only went off once.
Yes.
My dinger.
Not only that. Notice how tiny, but you noticed that was not a robust figure. I was very disappointed.
Show sounds. I'm going to have my dinger uploaded right now.
ABC News, I'm Zoran Shah.
I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to mail it to myself.
Another shot for Democrats to hammer out differences on infrastructure bills. Progressives signaling they won't support the traditional bipartisan infrastructure deal unless they get the $3.5 trillion reconciliation package passed first. House Democrat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, fuck you! Did I say that out loud?
Real loud. I heard it.
Did I mean that?
Oh my goodness, Dave Penthouse wants to be your dinger for Halloween, Tom.
He does.
He wants to be a one-ringy dingy.
The Supreme Court says Justice Brett Kavanaugh has tested
Oh, don't even start me.
but says Kavanaugh has no symptoms and has been fully vaccinated since January. This is ABC.
And now he's down and out.
In Nevada and California today, ceremonies remembering the massacre in Las Vegas 4 years ago, the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. At least 60 people killed. France's ambassador to the U.S. is back in Washington. He'd been recalled to Paris last month after the U.S. announced a new defense deal with Australia.
I woke up this morning, my bathroom was flooded.
A friend of mine was actually the one that stole the truck. I mean,
I told you that it was
going to
all
out of that wall. Next thing, it's on your own.
Tell your friend I like him. He's cool. Don't know him, but I like him. He's good.
No, it was lovely. Just from that.
And then the guy who owned the truck's like, hey, I don't care if you stole the truck.
Yeah, I just
Amazing people from this place.
sometimes we get it right.
Yeah.
And they said that
You
you know about
somebody else
fixing
got
it.
it wrong.
And I was really impressed.
Good place to rent, huh?
Yeah.
Paul thinks that America is not ready for someone to be president with a science background. Mm-hmm. That's what he said.
Also, they're not ready to have an atheist as president or any elected official.
It was such a big deal when
Hey,
Kennedy because he was
hey,
Catholic.
I'm dying from that. I mean, I haven't seen one of these guys act Christian or godly in any form or fashion. They just want lip service.
They do. They always say, God bless this, God bless
They
that.
say
Oh, so what? Don't make
No,
it.
no,
So
no,
that
just-
doesn't mean that
No,
they're
no.
all bad.
All I'm saying is if
The
you're,
ones that do that, God will take care of them.
no, I just said you can't be an atheist and be elected to any kind of office.
Oh, that's bullshit. Would you think that's true?
Yes.
You think people would hold that against him?
I think
See,
the
here's
church
what
is
I
not strong enough. I think in the higher offices, I think he's right.
Here's what I think. I think that
There are
okay. I don't. When it comes to governing, it's good to have a code. I mean, yeah, but I mean, look, I don't necessarily want someone acting in a particular faith.
We have 535 congresspeople between senators and representatives.
Yeah.
There is not one out of that 500 who admits to being an atheist.
And none of them ever will.
And it's statistically impossible. 500 people, 500
Yeah,
million
that's
people, so they're not
big of a swing. Just accident.
Well,
Just because I heard it.
They don't care that you hate cats.
Yeah, just because I heard it is too
From
big
the
a swing.
traffic center, we have a crash on the on-ramp northbound I-25 from
Wait a
Arapahoe.
minute, I got put in timeout?
Causing some delays on the ramp, not on the highway.
What did I
I-25 is
say?
good, but a little bit slow northbound between Alameda and 6th Avenue, and a little bit slower and go eastbound and
All I
westbound
said was
between
leave Michael alone.
I-70 and I-225. Looks like we have some police activity westbound I-270 approaching Vasquez. Fox 31 pinpoint weather Cloudy skies today and warmer with a chance of rain this afternoon. A high expected near
And they came
70,
in this
low near
morning,
47 right now.
touting yesterday's show.
Back traffic and weather. I'm Bill Jones, 630 K-House.
Yesterday was a great
Your
show.
life, your home, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. It's really none of our business, and it shouldn't be any business. Protect your privacy
Might have got a
online for free
lollipop out of it.
with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy.
You keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between
Yeah,
an
he
easy
is.
home sale
I
or
got
the best
none of
price
that.
for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
It's the Dan Capla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6. Gabriel's columnist says Nugget Michael Jr. is selfish and immature for not getting vaccinated. Is he right about that? And the Super Bowl halftime show announced another group of has-beens. Who would your dream Super Bowl halftime show be? Join me at 4.
Sounds like the dudes that do that auto parts commercial.
Is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, and this is the only place in the world to get help for consumer problems. Oh, do I exaggerate? Non-country. I do not exaggerate. The only place in the media to get help, and we are here to help you each and every day. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All you have to do is call us, or you can call 24/7, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. That's right. All you have to do is call us. Now, what we do is we solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. That's right. So spread the word. Think about that. Free help at 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, and we do it every single weekday, 10 to 2. Now, you might be listening elsewhere, but you can always get through to us at 303-MARTINO. And I have good news. I have located my dinger, and I'm going to use it. I know that I've been threatening to use it for years. No, I had it at one time on this computer, and it was deactivated. So I just want to make sure I have it and that it's here. So, Shannon, I need the sound for this computer activated from now on so I can pull out my dinger whenever I need it. And I wanted to pull it out last hour because we had a very good success story where these two gals who bought this Jeep, they thought they were getting screwed around with a bad warranty, but they used the warranty twice. When they tried to use it a third time for this radiator problem, the adjuster said, no, it doesn't match the car. That was a little mistake they made at Skyline Mitsubishi. Skyline Mitsubishi stepped right up and said, we're not only going to fix the car now, but we'll fix the warranty so it'll be good in the future. So that was a good success, which means my dinger. Does that sound anemic or okay? Okay? Does it sound a little hollow or what? You know, I like it. My PSA numbers are good. Okay. So anyway, the dinger's working. 303-713-8255.
Hey, Tom, how come if I did all the work, got your dinger,
Oh,
not mine?
that's right. I'm sorry. This is Deputy Doc. You get the dinger, too.
Thank you.
Here you go. No, here's Deputy Doc's. Ding. 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 That's a ding. Okay. No, Deputy Doc would like to have, but ain't going to happen. Now, listen. Listen, it's amazing what sound can do. All right. Yesterday, I yelled at Deputy Doc because he said, I was going on my rant. He says, should we do away with the FDA? And I said, shut up. I never told you that. But by the way, what he meant to say was, what do you think about, I was saying we should have complete freedom. And he said, should we have the freedom to take whatever drugs we want? Because I said we should have freedoms not to take the vaccine. There should be, I don't believe in a mandate, although I'm vaccinated. I'm most likely going to get the booster. Deputy Doc said, well, what do you think about the FDA? Now I realize what he meant when he asked that, and that's a good question. Here's what I do think about illegal drugs. I think we spend too much time fighting them. Now, the opioid epidemic, it's really bad, right? The opiate thing. And so, and no, I don't think people should get prescriptions. I don't think they should get prescriptions without prescription medicine without prescriptions. No, I don't think they should. I think we need an FDA. I think we need controls because people would kill themselves, right? But at the same time, what about meth and what about heroin and what about that stuff? Do we spend too much time chasing that or do we not chase it? I don't think we chase it anymore, do we? Drugs. I mean, they're nonviolent. Well, they're not nonviolent crimes. I'm getting in too deep. I don't know where I stand on that. I used to think, leave them alone. Let them just, if they want to kill themselves, let them kill themselves, you know. But you can't because it's not just doing meth. They steal and rob and you know, rip people off to do meth. They don't just sit home and do meth. They got to go out and find it somewhere, and it's very expensive.
You got to leave them alone, but you have to treat them all the same.
Well, what do you mean? But if we leave them alone, aren't they? Can we assume that most meth addicts are borrowing or stealing or robbing or cheating to get meth, right?
You can assume that a lot of them are.
From their parents. I mean, I don't know of any rich, successful
They're generally not working.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Too busy mething.
Yeah.
Or coke. I mean, there was a theory, let people do drugs, and we'll weed out the population. If they want to kill themselves, let them kill themselves. But I don't know if you can just do all hands off like that.
I still think you need to treat them all the same, okay? Disparagement under the law.
What do you mean by that, though?
I'm going there. Disparagement under the law is a problem, okay?
Like what? Give me an example.
Like black meth heads versus black drug abusers versus white drug abusers.
Is everything racial with you?
Nothing is racial with me.
I know, but you're saying no. I don't mean that. You know how I mean that. Is everything
There's
black
always
and white?
a difference.
Because you always say, no, is there a difference? Yeah, maybe there is. I don't know.
There's a huge disparity.
With white meth heads and black meth heads. Come on.
Okay, let's just say drug abusers, period. Okay.
Tell me the difference.
Drug sentencing disparities. Still and always, okay? If I do something, I keep going back
Sleep,
to...
why is that?
I keep going back to...
No, Sleep, I want to ask you straight up, because I can't ask you because I've known you for so many years, and you know why I'm asking, because I truly want to know. Honest to God, I'm not challenging you. Do you really believe that today, right now today, people, when it comes to sentencing, when it comes to judgment, when it comes to accusing, when it comes to suspicion, we do truly have a black-white thing.
We have a huge black-white.
No, so if I look at someone, or the average person looks at someone black, or someone looks at a white, we see that difference in a negative way.
I don't know how people see that difference. I don't know how an individual sees that difference. But I know that if Mark and I were standing next to each other and there were five police in front of us, if I screamed,
"That man robbed me."
Oh, no, if I screamed,
"What? Oh.
F the police."
Oh.
Okay. And Mark screamed, "F the police," we would be treated differently.
Not nowadays.
Oh, yes. Okay, and if I screamed, "That man robbed me," or Mark screamed,
that man robbed
me,
you'd be to the ground first?
There would be different reactions to where that voice came from. Okay. There are different reactions.
Well, you lived it, I didn't.
Yes,
but here's the deal.
70 years worth of it.
Do you know the true, honest, I mean, I can't be more honest than this. People say, well, I don't see a difference. I don't see color. I see color. I see it every day. And here's what I see difference. But what I mean by that is I can see the fall colors. I'm not going to tell you all trees look the same. They don't. I look at people, and I love seeing the differences.
And you're supposed to.
I do, and I see the difference.
And
no,
you're supposed
I don't think this is a white guy next to me or a guy that lived exactly the life I did. I don't think that. I think I want to find out about you. And when I find someone Asian, I want to find out about you. I love difference.
Well, bless you, Tom.
No, and I'm serious.
No, and I'm serious too. Well,
I do see difference.
Bless you, Tom. But when somebody says to me that they do not see color,
I know it.
The first thing I hear,
crap.
the first thing that happens to me is let me get as far away from you as I can, because see, if you don't see color, I'm in trouble.
No, and there's nothing wrong with seeing differences. It's the thing is understanding them. In fact, I'd rather people ask questions than pretend that, oh, everything's the same. There's nothing worse than somebody uncomfortable who's trying to pretend that everything. And by the way, when I say I see difference, I'm not thinking about, oh, I hope he doesn't rob me, or I hope, he doesn't do drugs, or I don't think that crap. But I would like to believe, come on, man, I would like to believe that nowadays people have changed, truly have changed. Come on.
Would be really, really
Come
nice.
on.
Would be really, really
you don't
nice.
see any improvement. Come on.
I see individual improvements. I see people that act different, but I see groups that still tend to be. You mean
institutional groups like police?
Institutional groups, or just groups of people.
There was a guy. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying, but I know what it was like when I was growing up. And I know what it's like now. And I know there's a big difference. There's a big difference and more acceptance of diversity now. Way different. Way different, Talib.
In general.
Oh, my God. It's so different. Talib, when I lived in Catskill, New York, we had a place called Woolard's Alley where black people lived. If you were black, you automatically lived there.
Okay.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Really?
Oh, come on.
Come on, go to some cities. I'll tell you right now. In 1989, when I came to Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a white guy taking me around to look at properties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of where I worked and because of what he thought I wanted.
Yeah.
He took me every place but where I wanted to be, okay, to look at properties. I fired him and found somebody else.
But what are you saying? Because you were black?
Because I was black, he took me places where
he thought you'd fit in.
He thought I'd fit in.
How many years ago?
This is 1989.
Yeah, but they don't do that now. They don't. That does not happen. Okay. Oh, come on, Talib.
Now they take you where your wallet. Now
they
take you where your wallet will get you.
I just don't. Well, okay. Now listen, man, James. I promise you, if you can hang on, we'll come back and talk about eBay. eBay is one of the most frustrating places on earth to do business. Okay, are you there?
Thanks a lot.
Hang on, bro. Sir. We'll be right back.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's just...
I don't know if it's appropriate to say on air, but I'll say this. You and I both know a man. He's black, and he's around Talib's age. He grew up in Colorado. Total different experience than Talib. Growing up in California. He does not feel the racial division that Talib feels.
Who is he? I'll tell you what, I won't.
Not him.
Mark and I have talked to him. Mark and I have talked to him about it. It's just interesting because I think it also depends on where you're from, is my only point.
Where you're from, what your experience was, where you're at, what you learned. All of those things.
Okay, I got a commercial. Okay. I'm doing a criminal defense. If you're black and need a criminal defense attorney, Joe Lazara.
Oh, man, you killed my mouth.
Get Joe Lazara.
He doesn't see color.
He'll help you, even if you're off color.
Did you say even if you're off color? That's funny. Nah, man, I mean, things are different. Okay?
They're better. Come on, they're better. I'm not telling you they're perfect, but they're better to
Nothing's
me.
ever going to be perfect.
Things are different. Things are better.
One second. I know we got a ways to go, but man,
North and in Inglewood.
we're not at Star Trek yet.
No.
Joseph A. Lazara is a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need, but you never know. You could be in trouble for a DUI, a traffic offense, maybe neighbor versus neighbor. There are times life does not go perfectly. He'll give you free consultations up front and flat rate pricing if you hire him. Keep his name available. Maybe you might need to refer someone. 303-429-6200. That's 429-6200, or you can find him at referralist.com.
Whether you're interested in saving money on your mortgage payments.
Nowadays, when you cough, you're like a criminal.
No,
Fucking criminal. This earpiece is starting to get heavy. I'm not sure I like it. I got to get out another one. I did this to preserve my hair, but it ain't working.
Maybe if you did ear exercises and strengthen your ear muscles.
And weren't they saying something about some CBD products they were going to be doing for hair loss? Did I hear that?
Yeah, he's doing some tonic.
Yeah.
Better than minoxidil.
They're supposed to regrow hair. It's not just to keep what you've already got.
That's right, regrow.
I got to do everything I can because I broke my skull up here, so I got a dip in my head from where it didn't heal properly.
Wait. You had a divot, a broken bone?
Broke my skull.
How?
I have a dip in my head.
Well, how did it break?
Walking.
So you're lucky you didn't get encephalitis.
Oh, yeah, but if I go bald,
is that what I mean? Encephalitis, the swollen brain?
Well, encephalitis is an infection.
Oh, what's the swollen brain?
Hydrocephalus. It's water on the brain.
But with that dip in my head, if I go out in the rain, I turn into a bird bath. I can't get rid of my hair.
Dave Porterhouse says, as a white man,
Dave Porter.
Porterhouse. Porter, Porterhaus. Porterhouse. Okay. As a white man, I'm always getting profiled just because I open carry 3 machetes, walk around in no pants, and smoke a bomb. People have to harass me. Police have to harass me. That's some bull crap. Yeah. We can be light about it, those that can be light about it, okay? But those that are under pressure or those that are off at extremes, they're not light about it, okay? If you're under pressure, you always feel like you got to get it off, okay? If you're at one of those extremes or the other, you're just stuck in whatever it is. And those folks are around us. Most of us in the middle, or most of us somewhere in between, will deal with each other, okay? In spite of whatever. But those folks that are under pressure and those folks that are on the extremes, am I too liberal for you all?
No, they're still having issues with the Oriental bashing. Was it the Japanese that they were attacked, or was it Chinese? It was Chinese that were getting attacked all the time. Is that still going on?
I thought it was Asian hate, they called it.
Is that still going on, though? Because it was all over the news for a while.
All hate's going on.
No, I'm just asking if that would be considered a rise in the...
It's been tamped down because they provided them with legal protection in less than 30 days. That's one of the disparities I'm talking about, okay? I mean, how people react to stuff. They got legal protections now.
All over the news.
There was no special, a law?
Sure. I don't know the law, but they started, but now they started following up on these.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Harris Family Law is there to help you with any divorce issues. They can work on one issue or all of them. They do collaborative law, which means they agree with the other side. They get them to agree not to file any motions and to do everything through talking and lower the cost of a divorce, lower the temperature. Harris Family Law, great representation. Whether you want them to do just one thing or everything, they do unbundled services. 303-515-5000. I hope you're not going through a rough time, but they are there to help you. HarrisFamilyLaw.com. 303-515-5000. What about eBay? What's happening with you, James? Let's talk about it.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
First time, long time.
Thank you, man. What's going on?
Since New York City.
Cool.
I made a purchase on eBay September 15th. I won the bid, and I paid for it with American Express. And I never received the item, and I put in a claim.
Oh, I hate this.
And
now, let me ask you something. Did the seller claim that you did receive the item?
Yes.
Okay. PayPal is supposed to really be there for you. So did you do this through PayPal or direct through eBay?
Through PayPal with my Amex card.
Yeah, well, Amex paid PayPal, but then PayPal paid him.
Yeah.
And so here's what Amex says, or here's what credit cards say. When you have a PayPal issue, credit cards say, we completed the transaction. Did the money get into your PayPal account? Yes, it did. Okay, then there's no dispute. What PayPal does then is they're in control of the transaction. They're the ones that are supposed to help you. Credit card companies wash their hands of any transaction that goes through PayPal. They consider their responsibility over once payment is made to your PayPal account.
Uh-huh.
But did you ask PayPal to help you?
I asked, well, I think it's eBay asked initially for help. And
Are you positive? Here's what I need to know. Are you positive it was a PayPal transaction?
Oh, yes. That's all I use is PayPal.
Okay. PayPal is the worst thing to use, by the way. People think it's the best. I'd rather use my Capital One credit card and pay directly I pay directly. And then when it doesn't happen, I can contest it easier on my credit card than I can on PayPal. PayPal is supposed to protect people. PayPal protects no one. I want to know anyone who's been protected by PayPal.
Yeah, raise your hand. Yeah.
What's that? Tell me how you do. Talib, you get your money back from PayPal?
I get my money
How?
back.
No,
hold on. Talib uses PayPal. Do you?
I use a bunch of different things.
I want to know how PayPal works because every time I've requested a refund, they say, we show you got the item. And I say, I didn't get the item. They say, yes, you did. What do you do?
I write them a letter right there in their little stuff and tell them I didn't get this or I didn't get that.
And the seller said you did. Would they believe you?
They seem to believe me.
Really?
They seem to believe me.
So you have gotten actual credit for things you have not received?
I've gotten money put back in
when
my
there was a
account.
Dispute, or did the seller admit it?
It always dispute, I would imagine. I mean, because like the seller is not going to admit anything.
Okay, so James, right now the item. What was the item you were supposed to get?
It was a iPad Mini 5.
Okay, and did you buy? You didn't buy it from Apple, right?
No, I bought it from a seller on eBay.
Okay, so you bought an iPad. All right. Now, here's what I'd like to know. When you bought that iPad, how were they shipping it?
UPS.
Okay. And did they give you a tracking number?
Yes, I have the tracking number.
Okay. Does the tracking number, because I'm talking about maybe Porch Pirate or something, did the tracking number show it delivered to you?
Every time I check the tracking number, it says it's on its way.
It never said delivered.
Tomorrow.
It never said delivered.
No, the tracking number and the UPS search never says delivered. It says it's on its way.
Did you ever contact UPS to see where it is?
Yes, often. And they still say it's on its way.
Now, is it possible? No, that's too long. I don't know. Now, the seller, have you contacted the seller?
Yes, I contacted the seller initially, told him I didn't receive it.
And what did the seller say?
and then the seller must have contacted eBay and told them that it was delivered and showed him something. So eBay actually closed the case, but said that if I dispute the closing, I could,
Yeah, you have to do, but you have to dispute it with PayPal.
How do you do that? Oh, I don't know.
You have a PayPal account. There's a transaction. You go to the, hold on, listen, man. It's just like a credit card. Listen carefully. You sign on to your PayPal account.
Uh-huh.
Then you go to that transaction and you dispute it.
Uh-huh.
And you dispute that transaction.
Okay.
No, I know it sounds like a pain in the ass, James, but you got to do it.
No. Everything, I know things take time.
Yeah, but no, that's what I would do. The good news is there's a tracking number.
Yeah,
and UPS shows it in transit. That's good news, actually, because that doesn't show a complete scam.
On my set, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't show a delivery. I don't know what the seller showed eBay to conclude that it was delivered in case closed. I don't know what the seller showed him. I've been I've been eBay since 2003, and I've never had a problem. This is the first time I've had an item not being delivered.
Yeah. Listen, let's talk about
this. Can I tell you one other thing?
Yeah.
It's delivered to I have a postal box. All my items go to the postal box.
UPS delivers to a postal box?
Yes, FedEx, UPS.
What?
They all deliver to a postal. Yeah.
Is it a private postal box or a U.S. postal box?
U.S. postal box in New York City here. Yeah.
Okay, now.
As well as the post office items, they also receive UPS and FedEx items.
All right, hold on a sec. James, would you please go and just try this and stay in touch with us? We'll work with you. Go to your PayPal account, not to eBay, to PayPal.
Yeah.
And then dispute that transaction saying you never got the item. Give them the tracking number and say, check for yourself. It's never been delivered. That's your best defense right there. That is. Yeah. By the way, where are you calling from?
Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah. So I was on WABC. You remember that, huh?
Yeah, that's how long I've been listening.
My God. That's good. I'm glad you found me.
Yeah.
I love I love how are things night. How are things in New York? Are they still crazy?
They're still crazy because we got crazy management here, the mayor and and the governor.
But what I mean is the city back to normal? Is it vibrant? Are people out and about, or are they? I don't know. Is it still pretty limited?
There are a lot of mandates. You must wear a mask and show a card, a COVID card when you go into restaurants and.
How about stores?
Well, you can go shopping. Yeah, Costco's and the major stores. It's funny, but
do you still have to wear a mask everywhere?
Yeah, you have to wear a mask. The bad thing is, I see a lot of stores empty around the neighborhood. A lot of stores for rent.
That's too bad. It's really too bad. Well, listen, James, thank you very much, man. Appreciate you calling.
Mark, this mouse is trash.
What's that?
I'm telling Mark this mouse is trash.
The new one is?
Yeah. It's a Bluetooth mouse, and it disconnects whenever it feels like it. Not USB, Bluetooth.
From the Fred Sports Traffic Center, we're looking at some fairly heavy traffic westbound on I-70 approaching Colorado Boulevard. Painted Boulevard is running heavy coming out of the airport from Tower Road down to 56th Avenue, and a little bit slow northbound I-25 between Santa Fe and 6th Avenue.
A body cam shows that Petito was confirming that Landry hit her. Why didn't they arrest that kid?
Exactly.
I don't think they called it. I think it was actually the other way around. She admitted to hitting him.
She did admit to hitting him.
confirmed Landry hit her during dispute.
Yeah, they both desperately pled that neither one of them wanted to file charges. So they separated them for that 24 hours.
Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Countertops make the kitchen, and I recommend The Art of Granite. You heard me talk about theartofgranite.com. I'm a big believer in how Mitch Valeria does business there. First of all, he'll give you a price on the phone for any solid surface or natural stone, and he charges wholesale for materials, tears out and hauls away free. And he'll do the bathroom vanity when you have the kitchen done, and he'll give it to you over the phone as far as a price. All you have to do is give him an idea of the project. Call him and get a price. And then from the time they template, you'll have it in 2 weeks. The guy is great. Theartofgranite.com. Plenty of supplies. They've stocked up. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
But on top of that, one of the officers...
Tommy, did you see Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh was tested positive after being vaxxed?
Asymptomatic.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of getting vaccine. So you become asymptomatic.
Well, there's no way of knowing if he would have been asymptomatic without the vaccine.
Yeah, exactly. True.
But one of the officers that pulled her aside even recommended that she separate from Landry because the relationship was toxic.
There should have been an arrest there.
I don't disagree, but the
I
two
don't know
of
if it
them
should have been her or him. It sounded like she was hitting him.
Just right there, she said he hit me.
Oh, I thought somebody said she was hitting him too. I don't know. I thought I heard that too. So
I'm pretty sure it was.
What? Did you hear the same thing? She was
that
hitting
she
him?
hit him. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was having a bad OCD day or something like that.
Yeah, she's OCD, and I have very bad OCD, and I was getting on his nerves, and that's the kind of stuff that I heard her say.
You're sad.
Yeah,
it is sad.
I think they're both mentally ill, probably.
Or just dumb, immature kids, Tom. That's what I...
Well, he had that blow up at the restaurant where he couldn't let it go, kept barging back in to fight with the restaurateurs.
Where was that?
That was in Utah. I believe it was in Salt Lake. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but something happened and he got in an argument with, I think it was a waitress and the hostess, and literally screaming, bouncing up and down. He entered and exited and re-entered the restaurant several times, continuing the fight. And the girl kept trying to pull him away. It was just go.
Will they ever find the fucking guy?
Well, I think Mom and Dad were a while in his trace to begin with. I don't think he was ever in that swamp area. I think they pushed him out of it, gave him an opportunity to escape by leading him into the wrong direction. So I sincerely doubt that he was ever inside.
Just read that. This is a correspondence back and forth between. I've been working with trying to get an issue resolved with Pella Windows. There's a whole chain of messages.
What are these screws she wants replaced?
She said the screws are stripped and she wants them replaced. And basically, it's a Mexican. Can you say that? Mexican standoff. She won't pay till they get replaced, and he won't replace them until they get paid. So what should we do? I told her,
Two-sided standoff.
It says we will pay the full amount when the installation is corrected. If you do not make arrangements to correct the installation by Friday, we're going to hire a contract and we subtract this from the balance due. So there's nothing we can do. I texted the general manager and he said it's in litigation, I can't comment.
So how much does she owe?
$8,200.
How much will it cost to replace those fucking screws?
I know that, probably not. Hire a handyman to do it.
What does she even mean, strip screws?
Well, here.
And how does she know?
She thinks, I mean, it's a minor thing. If those screws are stripped, how hard is it to get them out and put new ones in? I get a handyman to do it for $100. Not even.
I see. Okay. Well, wait a minute. That's an adjustment screw, isn't it?
Well, whatever it is, she says they're stripped.
Come on. Is this woman crazy? She's withholding $8,000 for
Yep.
this? Is this a woman who noticed this?
Yeah.
And Easy Out will take those out.
Right.
Oh, shit. That's not worth taking. What she should... That's not worth $8,000. That's not worth $8,000.
I know. What I would do...
If I were to do is tell her, look, we're in touch right now, right? That's Pella Windows?
Yeah.
Is it an independent guy or is it Pella?
It's Pella.
They're going to... And they say they'll do it.
No. If they... His last thing was...
Hold on. Hi, Tom Martino, your
Troubleshooter 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget Frank Duran, therealestateman.com for free market valuations of your home. If you want to know what it'll sell for, you really want to know, he'll tell you. And he'll do pictures and measurements and comparables and let you know how it stands in this market, which is way better than just an appraisal. In fact, you'll eventually have to get an appraisal, but if you're thinking about selling, he'll give you a good idea what it will sell for. 303-920-1622. Bill's got a question on his F-350 2017. Bill, what's going on?
Well, I just had a question for your auto expert on a diesel. Is he still there?
He's, he knows a lot about him. Yes, he's here. Jeff Vick, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Long story short, this truck, since brand new, has had exhaust issues, from funny smells to white smoke coming out. I've got
How many miles?
Miles on it now.
Okay, 100,000?
I've got over 100,000 on it now.
Okay.
But I bought it brand new. It had 3 miles on it when I bought it.
Okay.
The majority of this truck's life has been at 80 miles an hour. And so at about 20,000 miles, I put a S&B cold air intake on it. No problems. At 85,000 miles, the truck went limp and took it in, and they said that the reason it's doing that, the exhaust filter is overworking because the truck is getting too much air from the S&B cold air intake. I called BS on that, and they cleared the code, supposedly changed the EGR valve, and then at 100,000 miles, truck went limp again, and now I'm paying them to pull off the S&B cold air intake to put a factory air intake on. S&B is actually paying for that because they're also calling BS. But now I've got the whole back side of my truck and the front side of my trailer is covered in white.
Well, typically, white smoke is going to be underfueled or over-aired, but, the truck is supposed to be able to meter how much air is actually being put into that engine. So when it goes through the air filter, that's before all the sensors get in there. So I'm on your side. I'm calling BS on it. There's something else going on.
Well, what do you think is going on?
We'd have to get in there. We'd have to be able to get on a data stream and see what's actually happening.
This is a diesel, right?
Yes.
And
so, it will change the mixture according to how much air you're getting.
And so he gets white smoke.
White smoke, so you're either over-aired or underfueled. It's technically not lean when you're talking about diesels.
How does it run?
When I'm empty, just fine. When I'm pulling a trailer, you can definitely tell it's underpowered.
And you have it at a dealer's, the one that's actually diagnosing all this right now?
Yeah, the dealer that I bought it from.
Yeah.
It's been in and out of that dealer in the past 4 years. It's been there for 4 months out of the past 4 years.
Yeah, but you're long since out of warranty, and I think somebody who can
No,
actually, a good diesel expert.
That's the question. No, it's not. I paid the Ford Gold Plan warranty to 150,000 miles. So the entire exhaust system is under warranty to 150.
But you can take it to another Ford dealer.
And it may not even be the exhaust itself. It may be the enrichment, a problem with enrichment. So it's deliberately underfueling.
It's more likely the fuel than it is the exhaust.
Yeah, I think you are seeing what's happening because of something else.
So have you ever thought of going to another? Listen, if you have this warranty, it's good at any Ford dealer.
Correct. It's just convenience.
Well, it is.
Doesn't sound very convenient right now.
Yeah, but there are some Ford service departments better than others. Really?
Well,
And
So
where is
that
this
was the main
Ford?
question.
Where is this Ford dealer you've been going to?
Loveland, Colorado.
And you've never once taken it somewhere else?
Well, I went to Greeley a couple times, just once again on a convenience thing, but that was a different warranty issue.
Gosh, I would simply, I know it's a pain in the ass, but I would try to get someone.
It may be worth your time and money to actually just seek out a good diesel expert.
And then get an opinion,
pay for an
opinion, but then take it to get it repaired from the warranty.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That was my question. If I was on the right track, that the air filter, I don't see how the air filter is
kicking tires.
No, he said no, but he doesn't think it's exhaust issue either. So you have to go. What are they injected?
Yes.
So the fuel controller.
Yeah, it's going to be metered. You have an independent module that's actually going to fire those off, the injectors.
And could it be that? Could it be programming?
It could definitely be programming. You could have it could be metering. It can be any number of things. That's why somebody actually has to be able to watch a data stream and see what's going on.
I would not use that Ford dealer. They're not. You know, most dealers, by the way, aren't diesel experts. They're not. They might have one on board, but I think they're just taking stabs in the dark. So if I were you, I would find a diesel expert just to go hunting for the problem, pay for a diagnostic, then complain to Ford and say, look, fix it. This is what's wrong with it.
All diagnostic and they take them report.
All diesels are injected.
There's
no such thing as a carburetor for diesel.
Oh, that's right, because it's too heavy, right, to atomize?
Plus, you have the compression ratio. You have to be able
to
because they start around 14 to 1 compression on those light duty. They can easily go up to 25.
So this is what you got from Pella Road.
Easy.
The blue?
No. The blue's me.
Whew. Yeah, just miles.
I mean, that's the only solution. Let them go to court and figure it out.
Miles?
I would tell, I'm going to tell her, have a handyman come and fix it.
California will mandate vaccine for all students.
I'm so glad I don't have kids in school right now. All the crap they're going through.
Yeah.
You feeling under the weather?
Maybe dehydration, vitamin deficiency, whatever it is, even COVID, you can call Rocky Mountain IV Medics.com. They'll come to your home right now. You can get an appointment within the same hour most of the time by texting or calling Rocky Mountain IV Medics, 720-987-2155. I use them every single month for general health. You can use them for whatever you need them for. They do, of course, migraine problems, hangovers, dehydration, vitamin deficiencies, feeling a little lethargic. They can help you with pain. They can help you with COVID, whatever it is. IV therapy is the most common therapy around, and they don't charge you any more than you would pay at an IV bar, they call them, right? But they come to your home, Rocky Mountain IV Medics, in your home, a medical professional. Call or text 720-987-2155.
Imagine the scene. You're
What's up, Jim?
Well, look what we found.
Fuck, man, I put gas in yours. I felt so bad. It's a quarter fucking tank in my house and back. That motherfucker likes gas.
You didn't have to.
I felt bad, man. It went from half down to fucking a quarter. I was like, holy shit.
You know the bottom half is smaller than the top half there.
It takes diesel, right?
A diesel G-Wagon.
I bet they make them.
No, they don't.
You don't think so?
No. Well, not in America.
Okay.
I don't know if they make them, do they?
I mean, look, I'm taking this fucker off, man. You don't have a knife, do you, Jeff? You're the only one I know that might have a knife.
I actually left it in the truck.
Hi, Tom Martino.
Oh,
your
Troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, Johnny, what's going on with you? Johnny!
What's up, man? So,
What's happening with Firestone? Let's talk about it. What's going on?
I took my car in for a tune-up and an oil change, and I had that done. They discovered that the car was it had some faulty control arms, so they quoted me $1,600. So I decided to do that elsewhere. Although they did do the oil change and they do the tune-up. August 27th.
What kind of car do you have?
Subaru Impreza, the sedan.
Oh yeah, you said that. Okay, a Subaru. And what year is it?
2008, low mileage, 127,000 miles on it.
Okay.
So around September 16th, 15th, I was driving down I-25 on my way to Denver, and my engine oil light comes on past Happy Canyon, the Castle Pines Parkway exit. I pull over, I didn't want to drive my car like that. I get it towed to my house, then I tow it into Firestone the next day. I leave it with them for a full day, and then they call me and they say, hey, your car's okay, everything's fine, nothing's wrong with the car.
Well, what did you think was wrong with it? What was going on with it?
Well, I thought it had low oil, because the engine oil light came on.
Okay.
So, and they're I don't touch my cars for that specific reason. I take it to professionals because I don't want to, mess up my car, So I take it in, I leave it with them for a day. They say, yeah, everything's fine, come and get it. It just needed oil. I go pick it up, I get back on the highway, and I'm headed back to my house, which is, my exit is Wolfensberger. And right before my exit, my car starts sounding funny, and it shuts off on me. And matter of fact, I almost get hit by a semi. Anyway, I barely make it to an auto repair shop over here called Snodgrass, and I take it to them, and I leave it there. 3 or 4 days later, or 2 or 3 days later, they tell me that the engine's burnt.
You mean seized?
Seized, yeah. The engine seized due to no oil. Yeah. So,
well, Jeff, if he had it oil changed and a week or two later it's seized, but I don't get it. I mean, you brought it there and they added oil to it, or what did they do to it when you brought it back?
Yeah, they did. I have an official invoice. I paid about $463 for an oil change and for the tune-up.
That's heavy.
And what are they saying? It was oil starvation that caused it to seize?
Well, you know, now I called Firestone has a claims department. I was going to get an attorney, but
how bad is it? By the way, is your engine gone?
It's gone. It needs to be replaced. It's gone. Yeah.
How many miles exactly on this thing?
129, 130, something like that.
I thought you said it was low mileage.
Well, when I took it in, 127.
Yeah, well, that's not low mileage. I mean, but I doubt. Listen, as soon as you drove away and you had a check engine light, how long did you drive around with a check engine light?
I didn't know. When I drove away, actually, it was the second time that my engine light. My engine lights weren't even on. My car just seized, and then everything came on. All the lights.
No. Here's what I'm asking. You said when they changed your oil and you drove home or something, the engine light came on.
No. When I broke down, when I had to have the car towed back there.
Why did you? Okay. So you tell me this again. When you drove away the first time from Firestone and Castle Rock, it actually broke down?
No. It broke down a few weeks later.
Okay, so what did it do? Okay. So you had your car a few weeks before it broke down.
Yeah.
Then you took it to Castle Rock again, to Firestone, and they said, oh, everything's fine.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, I get it. I don't know. For some reason, I thought the engine light came on right away. You're telling me you drove it for a few weeks, then it seized, but they claimed it was okay. What did they do to get it running again?
I have no idea what they did.
And how long did it run after you took it in there the second time? How long did it run?
It only ran. I drove from Founders Parkway to Wolfensberger, so it only ran probably 5-6 minutes.
The second time.
But you said they had to add oil. Do you have any idea how much?
I don't know.
Somehow, I mean, they're tied to this somehow, but calculating your losses are going to be a little difficult. They're not going to owe you a new engine. Hold on and we'll discuss it coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
In 2011, 3 siblings went on an 8-day, 15-state AK-47 wielding crime spree. Introducing the Doherty Gang podcast. This is the true story of one family's cross-country criminal rampage.
Police say the trio have a stockpile of weapons, and at least one of them has made it clear he's not afraid to die.
Listen to the Doherty Gang. That's DOUGHERTY Gang on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo.
Don't miss the Trading Group shows Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KDFD. Learn how you can earn a full-time income working from home as a short-term trader. Our proven system has helped thousands of people achieve financial freedom, and there is no prior experience needed. For more information, call us at 888-646-8787. That's 888-646-8787. Or listen to the Trading Group show Saturdays at 7 a.m.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. An iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Aaron Katersky. An upbeat message today from Congressional Progressive Caucus Chair Pramila Jayapal on infrastructure as a new round of talks takes place today. Jayapal indicated the process is going to work out soon, though she wouldn't commit to a timeline. She was referring to differences between progressives and moderates on the president's $3.5 trillion human infrastructure plan. Progressives say they will not budge on a vote for the bipartisan infrastructure deal until it's passed.
I am open to hearing what other options there are for that, but I am very concerned about legislative language holding things up, Votorama changing the deal, and those are the things that have to be addressed along with the content.
COVID cases are beginning to decline around the country. Hospitalizations and deaths still are lagging behind in areas. It comes as the U.S. nears a grim milestone of 700,000 deaths due to COVID-19. Merck says initial trials of a pill used to combat COVID shows it reduces hospitalizations and deaths by 50%. This is ABC News. Australia is getting ready to reopen its borders.
The restrictions will be removed once the country reaches 80% double-dose vaccination targets expected by November. Prime Minister Scott Morrison.
It's time to give Australians their lives back. We've saved lives, we've saved livelihoods, but we must work together to ensure that Australians can reclaim the lives that they once had in this country.
Proof of vaccination for international travel will include a QR code that's readable globally. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
Visitors are flocking to Hawaii's Big Island to view a volcano that's spewing lava and gas clouds since Wednesday. This Chicago tourist is thrilled by it.
It feels amazing, so fortuitous, like it's total luck because, we're fascinated by volcanoes and, the volcanic creation, and to actually be able to be here when it's going off is awesome.
Officials are urging caution, but they say the eruption is far from homes and contained within the national park. Aaron Katursky, ABC News.
So as you guys know, Mark's gone.
The float artist at Fred's Floral just took off, days before the parade. They need a replacement before business passes them by.
And who am I going to get to finish the float?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
My grand opening is tomorrow. Can I get custom posters printed today?
It's possible with Staples Connect.
I need to promote my new curbside pickup service.
Also possible. Staples Connect can help your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get 20% off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $75 or more. Explore what's new at your local Staples. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
KHOW News Time, 12:03.
Officials have lifted mandatory evacuations order due to the wildfire burning in Summit County. Property owners were allowed to head home yesterday while the Ptarmigan fire burns and firefighters make progress on setting containment lines. The fire has burned about 85 acres since it was reported on Monday. The cause is still under investigation. Hundreds of janitors at DIA went on strike today. Their contract expired last night and an agreement has not been reached with Flagship Facility Services, the contractor they work for. The janitors say that low pay is only worsening the staffing shortages at the airport. The janitors earn about $17 an hour. September was the third warmest month on record, so what can we look forward to in October?
At the beginning of the month, the average high is 72. By the end of the month, that average high is 59 and brings 4 inches of snow on a normal average October. Guess what? Last year in 2020, we got exactly 4 inches of snow.
Fox 31 Chief Meteorologist Dave Fraser says we'll start off October with highs in the low 70s and lots of great opportunities this weekend for leaf peeping. That's the latest. I'm Chuck Clark.
Now, Impact Traffic. From the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is paid for by Business Roundtable.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, we have a crash on Platte River Drive in Mississippi. That's causing some delays in the area there. I-25 a little bit slow from Park Avenue West down to Spear Boulevard. I-70 is running heavy in both directions, east and westbound between Quebec over to Washington. And some pretty slow traffic northbound on Parker Road approaching Cottonwood Drive. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Cloudy skies, a 20% chance of rain, a high today near 70, a low near 47. It's 60 in Denver right now. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Another pothole, traffic and flight delays, aging public transportation. Congress is close to making historic investments in America's infrastructure. It's up to the House to finish the job. Pass the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, paid for by Business Roundtable.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I am calm. But
I think we killed it for George yesterday, by the way. I did this whole camera. I want to review it. You be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? And the CBD guy couldn't be happier, man. You know, we got 20 calls easily on CBD. 20. Yesterday's show was weird. Half of it was political and half was CBD. I think between both of us, we took 2 other outside calls. It was just all crazy. I like that Doc. He does very good, man. He's a smart dude, man. And he's not an arrogant, you know, I'm better than everybody. Yeah. Yeah, he's a smart guy. Now, I can probably beat him in most games. But this is the Troubleshooter Show. We got to play chess someday. Tom Martino. Yeah.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Yes, you are here to get your problem solved. So give us a call, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. And I want to remind you that you can get RealCBDThatWorks.com. You can get the oil drops, buy one, get one free, by simply using the promo code Oil Drops. So you buy one bottle and get another one free. Just use the promo code Oil Drops. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. All right, let's talk. We want to talk to Johnny. Now, Johnny, I think, has a big problem. He went to get an oil change on his Subaru Impreza with around 130,000 miles and a tune-up. He said he drove it a couple weeks after that, and it broke down, stopped running.
Did it seize?
Yes. But he didn't know it seized because he took it back to Firestone, and they got it running again, but then it broke down on his way home, and yes, it is seized. His engine is toast. Here's the problem with this. First and foremost, you have 130,000 miles, which means even if they are 100% at fault, they don't owe you a new engine. Okay, they owe you something. But second, they're not 100% at fault, ever, and I'll tell you why. It would not have run for a couple of weeks on no oil. Right, Jeff? Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. Today is car day. Welcome to the show, 303-713.
When this problem started for him, he said the oil light was flickering going down I-25. So that engine was struggling trying to produce oil pressure. It hadn't completely
for a couple of weeks?
No, when the original failure, and he said he pulled over and had it towed back to his house.
Yeah.
So that light was flickering. So that engine was struggling trying to produce oil pressure. So even if they had done something like left the drain plug loose so that it dumped all the oil out, it should have come on and stayed bright because you had no oil to pick up. So he was already struggling with oil pressure on I-25 before it went to Firestone.
You mean, okay, now, Johnny, do you understand that it wouldn't have run a couple of weeks without oil, right?
I guess so, yeah.
So something happened between the time you picked it up.
Well, they did do a full inspection, and like I said, there was no leakage. I have an inspection paper. You know, they go through the whole.
Who did a whole inspection?
Firestone, the day that they did the oil change.
Well, I wouldn't trust the people that did it to do the inspection because, I mean, are they being on? So did they say to you it's our fault, Johnny? It's our fault?
No. And matter of fact, I had to go directly to Firestone Corporate to talk to somebody about this.
Is this a turbocharged little engine?
They can come turbocharged or not.
It's not turbocharged.
Okay. These little engines, these Subaru engines, man, they burn. I've heard of them burning up a lot, but they last a long time if you take care of them. What is your sense of what happened? That maybe they didn't fill it all the way up?
Because you said you took it to a different mechanic a second time after Firestone, no?
I took it to Les Schwab to get the control arms because Firestone charged me $1,600. Les Schwab charged me $1,000.
And this is before it's seized.
No, this was before it's seized. Yeah.
So
how long did you drive it? How many miles did you actually put on it before it's seized? From the time you picked it up, at Firestone in Castle Rock to the time it's seized.
From the original transaction, right?
Yeah.
Probably 3,200 miles.
Okay, it's on you, man. It's on you.
Yeah, and even if you're going to go
totally
after Firestone,
it's totally on you. You had to have seen an oil light or something.
And even if you wanted to go after Firestone, you can't go just an accusation. You've got to get it checked out. You've got to get bullets in the gun.
And if you say you don't see, and if you said you didn't see an oil light, that means that your car's defective. In other words, that car went 3,200 miles. You can't blame it on them. It went 3,200 or 3,000 miles. You can't go back and blame them.
I have a Ford Fiesta ST. That thing goes. Sometimes I don't change the oil for 10,000 miles, and I have never had an oil light come on the Ford Fiesta ST. And that's a turbocharged engine. It's a 1.6 turbo.
Johnny, that doesn't mean anything. This engine has 130,000 miles. All I'm saying is it would have never run for 3,000 miles with no oil.
Yeah.
So during that time, something happened.
It could be, but it was running fine before I even took it into there.
I believe you. I don't know what happened.
Everything's always running fine before it breaks.
Listen, bro, had you driven that home and it broke down or the next day, but 3,000 miles without any indication, it wasn't overheating, it wasn't struggling, it was running perfectly, and then all of a sudden it seizes in 3,000 miles?
Yeah.
Well, what do experts tell you? What do other experts tell you? Did you ask them?
I haven't called anybody but Firestone. I'm not a car guy, so I just know.
Oh man, what do you think, Jeff?
He's got to get it checked by somebody else if he even wants to think about trying to go after Firestone, because right now he's got no bullets in the gun.
And then what is that
quite
engine
frankly,
worth?
over that many miles, the lights flickering before he even took it back to Firestone, it was struggling for oil pressure. It wasn't completely out of oil. There was something else going on inside that engine before it got to Firestone.
Well, before it got to Firestone the second time.
The second time.
So the light was flickering then, you say, Johnny, right?
No, it was flickering the second time when I picked it up. I just don't understand how you can, tell.
Oh, the second time you picked up.
Then why'd you get it towed in the first time?
No, he didn't get it towed in the first time. Listen, guys, he drove it in the first time to get an oil change. Right? Yep. Then he drove away and used it for 3,000 miles with no indication of any problems until it seized.
But the return trip was because the light was flickering, correct?
The engine oil light was flickering. I pulled over immediately, had it towed back to my house. And the next day from my house, I had it towed back to Firestone.
Yeah, so that's when it was struggling for oil pressure right there.
Right. And it was towed back, and they said there's nothing wrong with it. But then on the way home the second time, it seized completely. Okay, but that you say you pulled over right away.
I did. Yeah, I was luckily, like I said, I've had.
Where did the oil go? Because where do you think the oil went?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Do you think it was empty when you pulled out of there the first time?
Maybe it wasn't done. Maybe the oil change was never done.
Then that wouldn't have seized your engine. Well, that would be on you too, though, because you have to check your oil. How many times have you filled up since then?
I don't check the oil typically to around 4,000 miles when it's due. Another thing, usually professional shops provide a sticker to tell you when the next oil change is done. That was
Where do we get this notion that you never check your oil anymore? Why is that? Why is that something that everyone does? No one checks their oil ever. No one checks their oil.
I thought technology tells you when it's low or something's wrong.
Yeah, his car probably just has a reset on it, right?
Yeah, you'd have a clock in there you reset.
Yeah.
In other words, there's no need for a sticker on most cars.
Yeah, but checking oil. Why don't people check oil anymore?
Especially with today's newer cars, with how much they actually do burn oil. You should be checking it.
Well, I know, and no one checks oil anymore. They don't. They don't check oil.
Light to go on.
I checked my oil, and guess what? I found it was a little low. There was a gasket they changed. I mean, it happens. Bill, what's going on with you? Bill,
Hey, how are you?
Johnny, I don't think we can help you, man, unless you can get somebody to tell you. I don't know. I mean, even if they tell you it ran out of oil, it just can't. It wasn't on them. It's too far from the oil change. It's too far. It's 3,000 miles, man. Bill, what's going on with your Toyota Tundra?
I bought one at the auction, pretty reasonable, but it's got 200,000 miles on it. Ooh, what do you mean, ooh? That thing will run forever.
Oh, man, that's what they all say, but that's only if you know how those 200,000 miles were put on it. Anything can run forever, you're right. But what people don't understand is that if you ride hard and put it up wet and then somebody else takes it over, it doesn't run forever. So do you know if it was taken care of?
Yeah, it was a fleet vehicle from Texas, which Texas, 200,000 miles is pretty good for. It's not a lot of stopping and starting. These guys are out doing oil type stuff.
So how is okay? So what's going on with it?
Well, I just wanted to know. You get some debates whether to change the transmission oil or not. I was going to change it anyway.
If I got a truck, listen. If I got a truck with 200,000 miles on it, I would zero time it. Do you know what zero timing means?
No.
It means treating it as if nothing was ever done. And starting over, and I mean that sincerely, and start the clock at zero. So you change every fluid there is. Honest to God, if you're going to go that old on a truck with 200,000 miles and 11 years old, almost 12 years old now, you need to zero time it. You need to do the pumpkin, the transfer case. You need to do the transmission. You need to do the oil. You need to do every filter, belts, hoses. I'm serious. I know you don't want to hear that, Bill, but don't you think there's wisdom in zero timing?
100%. 100%. And I know the reason why he's asking about the transmission fluid, particularly because there's an old wives' tale out there.
Lifetime.
The transmission no, more so that if you wait too long doing a transmission service, that if you change it, then the transmission's going to fail. And that's not accurate. If you do a conventional service, drop the pan, you can see what's in there, at least give you an indication or a snapshot of today of what that transmission is going through. But changing the oil out is not going to destroy it.
Yeah. Zero time that sucker.
So now you done murdered my keyboard, man. I can't type. I'm serious.
That's the same Louis with 3 wives?
No, that's Big Lou.
I know. But maybe that's why he's in trouble with the IRS. He can't afford all the alimony.
Now, I'm going to have to reboot this whole machine. He's killed the keyboard now. I can't type.
Yeah, I did that.
Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. And what I mean by that is you get ideal circumstances. First and foremost, you get to pick your own term. You don't have to do a 15 or a 30. You can do any term in between. And then you get credit optimization. What the heck's that? Well, you're approved, right? They can go into your credit and find something that might make your credit even better. You might have to pay down a credit card by a few bucks, but it can save you money. After that, you can pick your term, you get your credit optimization, and then they have the interest rate guarantee. That means if rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. And then on top of all of that, if you're out shopping for a house, you can be like a cash buyer with a pre-approval because the money's already approved and put aside for you. It's put aside for you with an interest rate. As soon as you find the house, you close on it, and it's yours in just a few days. That's idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000.
Kill that for a minute.